Hey guys, Gamer of Gamers in the Zone, and welcome to another episode of Touhou 11 Subterranean Animism. Like always, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. So, I know I really let you guys down last week in that I had a fairly short video, mainly due to me not being in the mood to play this. Just, you play the same stuff over again, you're gonna get bored of it. Also, I wasn't exactly in a good mood that day either, because I was having some difficulties with an emulator I was trying to set up on my old computer in the basement. So it was a bit of a summer project where I believe my dad was interested in setting something up to where he could play like some Sinistar at home. Sinistar, in case you don't know, it is a pretty old arcade game. It was well known back in the day. Pretty hard difficulty for arcade standards. So I had a lot of the emulators I had found weren't working, and I think it wasn't until earlier today, as in earlier today of the time I'm recording this, that I finally found a working emulator. And if you're wondering when this was recorded, this is on the 3rd of July. So yeah, like the 4th of July weekend on a Saturday. So this is fairly recent that I had this kind of trouble. And only now did I finally get an emulator that works, and now we can finally play Sinistar on the old computer. So I'm sure my dad will be happy to hear that when he gets home from NASCAR. Yeah, my dad's out at NASCAR for the weekend. Lots of stuff going on this weekend. I mean, it is 4th of July weekend. But yeah, I know there's a big NASCAR event going on this weekend. So, all that good stuff. So, I do believe I should be in a much better mood to record a proper video this time. And I think just so we can make some progress on the later on stages, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a full run where I go all the way up to the 5th stage. And here's what I'll do. If I can get to the 6th stage with more than 2 lives, if I can get to the 6th stage with more than 2 lives, I'll give it a shot. But if I get to it with less than 2 lives, actually, you know what? Forget that plan. I'm just gonna go as far as I can, and if I fail, I'll just restart back from the beginning, because it seems like it still seems like my best chance at winning at the final boss will be just to simply do full runs of the game. And I think, seeing the trouble I've had in my previous episode, even though I wasn't exactly in a good mood, I think it'll just make things better if I do full runs, even if it's always going to be different since I'll have either more or less lives than usual. It's probably going to get a bit messy, but at this point I don't see what else might work. That was close. Actually, she's very close to being taken out as well. There we go. Where's the... Okay, there's the extra life. Oh wait, did I get the extra life? Or did that one not have an extra life? I couldn't quite tell. Okay then. So far we're off to a decent start. So let's keep it up. Keep my guard up. Stick to the usual strats as long as they work. I just gotta remember where it gets complex and where it's not gonna get complex. Because I know there's sections where it's like, I'm gonna have to really think about when not to fire. Why did I do that? You know, I made this a lot simpler when I stuck to my usual strategy, and now I feel like I'm making this attack more complex than I need it to be. I had a pattern that normally works with that attack, and now it doesn't appear to be working. Probably because I went with a different way of going about that pattern that I should probably stop doing so I can regain my memory of how I initially went about that pattern. Because I need to... No, the extension! No! Okay, my main problem so far is that when I go into focus mode with this attack, there's nothing I can do to, like, stop my... Okay, I almost got through it. Okay, we're through that. So now, okay, this attack. This attack we have a good plan set up, so I wouldn't say I'm worried about this one. Okay. Okay, we did take a hit on an attack I'm normally familiar with, though I only got hit once that stage, so I wouldn't say it's anything I'm gonna make a big deal out of. Haha! You thought you could outsmart me there, didn't you? Alright, need to come up with a plan here if I want to get far here without stuff like that coming my way. So I gotta know when to shoot far range and when to shoot low range. So I can... As well as I gotta remember when streaming attacks come on, because I go into a lot of these without the realization that they're streaming attacks until I'm kind of too late and can't exactly form a proper maneuver plan. This attack, I think, is fairly simple. I avoid the streaming part, and then I avoid... Okay, that looked to me like I was going to get hit there, so I had made the distinctive decision to just simply go around that. Okay, this attack I always seem to have trouble with, so I think for this attack, I may want to consider just bombing my way past this one. Because this one, there's always just obstacle after obstacle. The only reason why I did well there was because I think that was just wizard magic was what I was doing right there. Whenever something like that happens, I always think that's not what I normally happens, so I think that I utilized some kind of wizard magic there. Because there's no way something like that would actually happen in a playthrough of this! Okay, thank goodness I death bombed there. Okay. Alright, proper boss fight time. Okay, doing that. I think it's like getting to a point where... Well, I think I'd be doing better than that, but like, I'm thinking it should be starting to get to a point here where it's like, I'm getting so familiar with these attacks that it's like, most of these I can probably remember just off the back of my head. Okay, yeah, and then she goes to that. Where then, I just gotta stay underneath her. I don't need to worry about the bubbles at all. Until they start coming down on me like that. Okay. We're through that attack. We get through that. We outmaneuver that. So it looks to me like I was a bit worried there, so I decided not to risk it. I need to pay attention. I used up all my wizard magic on the earlier sections. That's what happened there. And now I'm getting scared by it. This game does not do a good job either making it obvious when your bomb effects have worn off, because, like, the effects of some of these bombs are, like, they're a lot shorter than I think they are. And I do believe that it has to do with the fact that, like, I can't exactly... I'm used to the length of using bombs in the previous games, where it's like, the length of their usage goes on for a while. So it can be a bit disorienting when I have such little time to react to such attacks. That looked like I was going to go through. What was that? Be honest, guys, that did look like I was going to go through. Because I'm already running low on lives. Well, we'll see how far we get, but yeah, if I run out of lives before even the 6th stage, I'm just gonna restart. And maybe give it, depending on how long this episode gets, I'll think about how many attempts I go this episode. I'm really seeing a lot of me not doing good in, like, the same stuff, and it's like, either I'm not learning anything, or I'm not doing the usual plan, and it's like I should be doing the usual plan because the usual plan usually works. And I'm getting hit by everything now. So now I'm at that point where I'm gonna have to think here on what I'm gonna do here, because if I'm going into the 5th stage like this, I'm clearly not going to be ready. Also, I think I lost my ability to concentrate well. I'll give it some attempts, but, yeah, in this position, kind of a position, I don't think we're getting much farther this episode. I'll get as far as I can, but most likely we're going down eventually here. If it weren't for the fact that I've done this so many times now to the point that I'm bored, I would feel like I would want to keep going, but the more I do this and the more times I keep having these kind of frustrations where it's like I keep dying to early on stuff, it gets to the point where I'm going to slowly lose interest in all of this, and I would not be surprised if I reach a point where I just decide to cancel my playthrough of Touhou. Though we all know that's not going to happen deep down. It's a proper challenge at heart. And I know that all the problems I've been having usually comes down to my skill as the player. So if I'm having problems like these, it's usually because I'm doing something wrong. And I need to figure out what it is that I'm doing wrong. Because I feel like if not even my informal commenters can help me on this anymore, then I'm clearly in a position to where I'm messing up basic stuff, and I should not be messing up basic stuff. That's the thing, is that I should not be messing up basic stuff. If I'm messing up basic stuff, then maybe I should think about potentially even going down to easy difficulty, except we know that only absolute beginners go down to easy difficulty. That's something that I should be above at this point, and something I have always been above throughout all these previous games. You guys have seen my skill back in my Touhou 10 playthrough. You guys know that I should be able to handle this kind of stuff. Oh, that was a close death bomb. I'm getting better with some of these death bombs, that's for sure. Okay, we got ourselves, it looks like a streaming attack. Okay, oh, that was a risky move. I'm taking a lot of risky moves here. Okay, I think we're down to the last attack, and I think I remember this being an annoying one, because I think... I can't remember what made this what. That's why they all gang up on me. Okay. It's like a few other attacks I've faced. You just have to stay ahead of it. You dodge them early on, so you don't have to dodge them all at once, that they aren't all ganging up on you. That's what you got to do for this attack. Yeah, okay. Look at that. Only 2 lives going into stage 5. What a disappointment of a performance. Well, we'll see how far we get, folks, but I don't think we'll be getting far this episode. I mean, unless I can get some good close concentration in here, I highly doubt we actually win it. If I'm good enough, I see the possibility of us potentially actually, why did I use a bomb there? I see the slight possibility of us actually doing good enough for us to get to stage 6, but considering what happened last time I got to stage 6, I'm in a position to where I don't think we'll be doing it this episode. I can put in some more effort, take like maybe 2 to 3 attempts this episode, but that's as far as I'm gonna go. Normal? What? See, this is what I mean. It's like stuff I'm normally, like, at this point, getting more and more used to dodging. I'm all of a sudden just, at the most randomless points, just having trouble with attacks that I feel I should be used to dodging at this point. So it's like, is it me? Is my memory bad? Or is it like, I don't know. I feel like at this point, this is like... Here's what I'm thinking. This is something I feel like, if I want to properly train myself for this, I gotta do more than just doing simple, like, 30 to hour-long episodes on. I feel like for something like this, it might be better for me to, maybe do entire live streams. Maybe I should think about becoming, like a full-time streamer or something. Well, I can't be a full-time streamer, though, because I have a full-time job already this summer. And I'm not going to be quitting it just so I can play some games. Also, I need to stop shooting now. Alright, we only got 1 shot to no-hit run this entire boss. You guys think I can do it? Run this entire boss. The odds are very much against us. So at this point, I'm gonna have to become not reliant on luck and concentrate here. Because whether I win or lose here decides on my ability. That will decide whether I win or lose there. That slight mishap right at the start of the fight. Okay, well, we've only given it 1 go so far, so we'll go ahead... I'll go ahead and put in a bit more effort, since I'm still in a fairly good mood. And we are only 20 minutes into this video, so we've got time. But I do think that this is the kind of... unlike the previous games, I feel this is the kind of game where I need to put more time and effort into, and that's not something I can do right now while I have a full-time job. It's like, I haven't had a lot of opportunities to play these games ever since I started college, and it's like I don't want to just give up on my career and everything just for a game. Because I don't know if there actually are people like that out there who actually have full-on given up their careers over games. But for those of you who are thinking that, I'm just going to tell you now, don't do that. I notice it's always in the positions where I'm mad, where I think I start to just go into muscle memory. And it just like, when I just start ranting about my frustration with this. I see those as the moments where I think I'm starting to go more into muscle memory and less about, I need to find more subjects to talk about in these videos. That's what I need to do. Because if the subjects I talk about in these videos factor into my skills, maybe that'll actually, you know, get me more concentrated as well as get me doing better. So here's an idea. Let's think about some other hard games that I might be interested in playing sometime in the future. Because I know there are plenty of hard games out there, and I know I'm continuing my hard mode playthrough of Breath of the Wild, and I've made it, while I am still getting game overs from time to time, I'd say I'm getting good enough that it should eventually start to feel like normal gameplay with as far as I'm getting. Because I'm reaching a point where I'm going to be in a position where I'm pretty much unstoppable. And the game just lagged there for a moment. Let me know in the comments. And, what do we think here? We're talking about hard games. So leave comments below on some other hard games you might be interested in seeing me playing so we can talk about more about my frustration with them. So my concentration is all muscle memory on this stuff, so maybe I'll potentially do better. Let's see how that strategy goes, huh? It's a good idea to me. I mean, if the results show earlier in the video that, like, I was doing well when I was, like, ranting, so I think if I keep ranting, maybe it'll get me somewhere, but that's only speculation. We'll see what the actual results show as I continue here, and I eventually find some more stories to talk about. One series that I'd be interested in, wondering if you guys would be interested in seeing me play or not, is the Dark Souls series. I know that series is known. Games made by that company, the makers of Dark Souls, their games are usually known for having hard difficulty. So it's like, I'd be totally down for a playthrough of Dark Souls to give myself some other challenges, because if Touhou is giving me a hard time, I mean, I know Dark Souls is a completely different style of gaming, but it's one that I feel is in a similar style where it's like, it challenges your skill set and patience as a player. And those, I find to be the interesting games where it really comes down to your ability of being patient, because... Okay, this one, there was a perfectly fine strategy that worked here that I am still not doing, and I'm now getting cornered. And somehow I just barely outmaneuvered that corner. But that's definitely not the usual plan. I should think about, at some point, getting back into the usual plan, because clearly the usual plan works. And who knows, maybe I could think about making that my usual plan, if it works! Also, that I should not have done that, because all that did was cause a rain of fire on me to happen. Okay, I may have to use bombs often on this attack if I keep having that kind of trouble. Alright, let's finish her off here. There we go. Alright, lost a bit of power, but so far we have not lost any lives. That's the good news. Uh-oh. We're running out of time. Okay, there we go. See, that's the... see, that's an example of a usual strategy I do. One that usually always works, and is shown to always work. I just gotta keep talking, and... I would not think a strategy like this would work, where you focus less on the game and just more about conversation topics. It's like, when you watch like a streamer playing Touhou or some kind of a hard game, you'd think they'd want to focus their attention towards the game as a means of focusing all out towards playing the game so they can be concentrated and do well. Here, I feel like it's starting to become the reverse, at least that's how it feels to me, where it's through my talking that I gain concentration skills. I was not paying attention there. Who knows, maybe I jinxed it by doing that. We'll see. This one, I don't know how I did well on last time. That was one of those moments where I'm just left questioning how I did that. But if it's a strategy, what I can do is I can just dive. That's what I can do. Okay, let's go widespread here because those guys are going to be showing up. And could use some power. Can't figure out a way around that because I got to deal with both streaming, a very hard style of a streaming attack, as well as having to deal with the annoyance of that one attacker. Something that I clearly couldn't quite figure out there since I got my first... I had to use some bombs to outmaneuver that attack. But some of these attacks I feel like they're possible as long as you stay one step ahead of it. Now, if I remember correctly, I was talking about hard games. I was talking about Dark Souls, on if you guys would be interested in seeing me play that. Because I know Dark Souls is a fine example of hard games defined well. Like, I know if I want a hard game, Dark Souls is the place to look. So I'll take your recommendations into account, and we'll see who responds. In the meantime, why don't we talk about some other games with hard difficulties I've been doing? Because I know I've been doing what I think is epic difficulty on the epic Battle Fantasy games so far, and while the second game I found a bit of some exploits, and the first one offline it did take a few attempts, I honestly wasn't expecting to do it my first try on that one video that I did, where I focused one video of the entire game, which I felt was a good idea of doing it since the first epic Battle Fantasy has like 0 checkpoints. So I figured that'd be the best way of going about that video, and this game is not giving me any openings, is it? Alright, I'm just bombing that, because I was getting a bit annoyed there. And then here, I have to... I don't know a good plan for this, so mainly, I'm just trying to find whatever openings I can, because I don't know what I'm doing there. Ah! Okay, here, I know that I want to go out here, get as much space as possible for... How did I not death bomb? I had my hand on that bomb trigger. I don't know what happened there, but clearly I'm having a bit too much trouble with this attack that I'm thinking about Oh, like, seriously, that's so tight to squeeze through. It's like, how is anyone supposed to squeeze through that? Maybe I should just do bombing more often on that attack in particular. Because if that's an attack I'm having trouble with, it's like, every life and amount of power I have counts here, so it's like, I can't allow that kind of stuff to happen in my playthroughs of Touhou. Because I'm in a position where when it comes to these hard games, every single life, consumable item, power and stuff, as well as piece of health matters. That's the point I'm trying to make here, is that every move you make adds up, and in a game like this where there's no checkpoint system, unless you're trying to go for a bad ending, which I don't like. I personally feel like the bad endings are harder in these recent games. I feel it's best that I do things this way. Alright, just aim straight for the boss. This one I had a bit of trouble on, but not this time. I will not allow for frustration this time around. That's what I'm not allowing. Now, okay. You guys see what I mean? My talking is causing me to go a bit more into pure muscle memory. And by having me go into pure muscle memory, I think less about my fear. I have less fear when my mind's on something else. I think that's how it works. It's like kind of an adrenaline, well, maybe not adrenaline, but something where I'm less on the... This is annoying. I can't find openings through the patterns faster than I can outmaneuver the streaming attacks. So I want to figure something out there. Otherwise I'll be going down fairly quickly there. Here, it's simple, since I just got to utilize slight movements on the specific attacks. I feel like I was close to outmaneuvering it that time. I just decided to use a bomb there. Which isn't that big of a deal since I'm already near full power anyway. This attack, I know how to dodge, so I just gotta slip easily and carefully through the openings there. And then this first attack, just hold still first off, and then next move, I just move carefully along the lines, I'd say. That's how we're going to go about this. Because this is the plan that works, as shown clearly there. And then here, I go along the opening, along a bit to the side. Now, I do think I'm putting in a bit of concentration now. Okay, I think this was the attack where I was just trying to figure out how to stay ahead of it. No, that was a different attack, I'm pretty sure. This attack, I think this one is just close concentration or just pure chaos, that it might be better for me to just bomb through it all. Because I really don't know what I'm doing here, and I'd say I'm making a good choice, because I had to death bomb twice there, which also, I'm doing a pretty good job with my death bombs here. Normally I'm not this good at death bombing, but here I'm showing an unusual amount of skill with my death bombs this time around. Something I don't normally do in these playthroughs, that I would think would not get me far. Also, I don't think I needed to do that, but I chose to. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Okay, that was close. Okay, I think this is the one where you just have to stay ahead of it. That's my plan right now, is to just stay one step ahead of every shot. So by staying ahead of each shot, I don't get overwhelmed. That's the strategy I'm going to utilize here. And it's clearly working. Those were some wizard magic reflexes I just had right there. Because, yeah, clearly when I'm not moving very much, like as shown right there, I get overwhelmed and eventually can't find a proper opening to get out. So, my objective, stay one step ahead of dodging each and every individual attack. I can't tell if I died there or not. I can't tell, but nonetheless, we're going into this next stage with what looks to me like a pretty good amount of extra lives, as long as I can hold on to them well. Because I can make it this far, but me being clumsy with my movements, it's easy for me to lose them. Okay. I can't exactly remember the strategy I utilized to do well here. So, I'm just in a position, I feel now, where I'm left to focus on a more natural maneuvering of some of these attacks. Here I know I can easily get past by not shooting. And I can just allow that. Oh, that was close. Was wondering when it was gonna stop. Just can't get my hands on that bomb trigger fast enough, can I? Why did I use a bomb there? I did not need to do that. Okay, luckily I still had enough power in me to take them out quickly. Okay, here, shoot those guys down as quickly as possible so they don't overwhelm me with their barrages. That's usually a good plan. Alright, and there I'm just gonna go ahead and bomb that because I think I messed something up that I'm not getting in a good position. And, okay, I think I'm through the worst of it. I've got 3 lives. I've got to be careful. Because while this is possible, at the same time, I could easily mess up if I'm not careful. Here, I'm just going to maneuver my way past this, not shoot anything until we're through it all. Okay. What notifications am I getting on my phone? Okay. Just looking at stuff on my phone right now, everyone. You just gotta know the exact elevation of each shot. So that way, yeah, you don't have to utilize any mistakes. Now, this I remember just focusing on widespread, shoot everything. That was my plan last time. We'll see how far it gets me here. It continued to succeed well. This one worries me a little because I have stuff like that where it's like I'm left unsure if I'm going to be able to maneuver past it all. Oh, they put the fragment of the extra life all the way over there. This is an attack I know I have trouble with. So I just gotta think carefully. Something's not right here. Usually this attack is much harder than that. I'm not sure if it's just more wizard magic, or if something's happening that... I'll just keep my guard up. What? Ah! I get hit at the most unexpected times. I'm just trying to find my openings and just get a move on it, and then that happens. Okay. Wait, how did I fail that bonus? Did I get hit there? I don't remember getting hit there at all. Oh, this one. I remember this tech. Okay. I have to stay one step ahead of... I think I lost the plan here. I'm just gonna bomb that one because I think I lost the plan on that one. And when I did remember the plan, I think it was too late because everything was starting to shoot at me. Alright, 3 lives, 1 extra life fragment, low power. Let's see how this goes. Luckily, those guys supplied me some power. That was nice of them. Some of these enemies are being nice early on and dropping some power! Okay, was not ready for that. Some of these things you gotta react real fast on, otherwise, yeah, it's easy to get taken down, because for what's supposed to be streaming attacks, I do feel like I'm getting very much overwhelmed rather quickly, I'd say. Like, I'm already out of power. That's how quickly I'm getting overwhelmed here. Yeah, what'd you forget? Yeah, okay. Why would you want to take me down here? Because if I understand the lore correctly, aren't you supposed to be the one that's, like, technically trying to help us? Alright, final boss time, right? Oh yeah, isn't this the guy where I think it was recommended I just bomb him because he drops more power than... He, like, drops more power than usual, something like that? Okay. 3 lives, I think 2 extra life fragments, a reasonable amount of power remaining. Let's see how we do here. Power goes on evil. Yeah, we've read through all this before. Power, corner of the surface. That guy's a little... Okay, this attack I just need to stay underneath her. That's all there is to it. Or at least I thought it was until she did that. Where I noticed I maybe want to be just slightly underneath her or something. Oh, come on, it's not going to give me this fragment right away. Oh yeah, this first attack's already extremely difficult, because I've got no way to, like, slip through both bullet openings as well as, like, massive bullet chunks that take up nearly the entire screen. Like, seriously, those bullets are, like, barely being contained on the screen. And it, like, for some of these, I don't even think I'm finding any proper openings. Alright, well, at least I can get some of my power back there. Alright, just hurry up and shoot her down. 4, 3, 2, 1. I mean, at this point, I already failed to get the bonus, so I guess it's not that big of a deal what happens to me now. Why did I have to do that? Because now, I've got little firepower, and I'm getting hit by the most stupidest stuff here. Could we not get hit by the... now I keep doing a bunch of unnecessary bombings. Like, Marisa, calm down with the firepower, okay? And, we'll be good. How much more do I need to hit her with? Because I'm... Time's running out. So 5, 4, 3. Had to do it. I had to do it. I know I would run out of power doing that. I forget I need to stay at the bottom of the screen for this one if I want to live. Ah! Not quite. I do think I have a bit to improve, so maybe for next episode, I did get at least one good ending already. So what I can do is I can focus an entire episode towards practice using the other shot type on this stage to maybe regain some of my memory of this boss. So I feel like, yeah, I'm doing good enough now that I can make it to the final boss, but now, like, I need to regain my memory of the final boss is what I need to do. So, I think, yeah, as long as I build up that muscle memory, as well as build up that, yeah, get a bit more experience on the final boss here, so I'll do some practice with the Reimu shot type that I already beat it with. We'll see how it goes. That being said, though, I do feel a bit prouder about this episode since, you know, I didn't have that much of a mess up, even if one of them, the first one this episode, I kind of died early on. Only on the 5th stage. So, I'm still in a position where every extra life counts, as well as, just in general needing to just simply get better and have a bit more experience. We'll see how it goes. Until then, thank you very much for watching, and as always, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and click the notification bell to stay notified for future uploads. And until next time, this is the Gamer of Gamers, and stay excellent, everyone!